Una vez más, welcome to Avilex Truck School. Today we're going to perform in the automatic air brakes. For this test, you're going to have to check the wheels. When you're testing in the automatic truck, please make sure when you guys parking the truck inside the DMV, you check the wheels. That will prepare the truck for everything. Okay? Once I say that, once I check my wheels, one check in the front, one check in the front and the back, I'm going to start doing my air brakes. Okay? You guys gonna get inside the truck, and remember, every time that you guys sit on the driver's side, it doesn't matter if you guys don't start the truck, seat belt. Once you guys put the seat belt, you guys gonna start talking to the examiner. Okay, today I'm gonna perform my air brake test. For all my tests, I'm gonna use my primary air gauge. Make sure you identify what is the primary air gauge. Okay, first thing I like to do is a safety start. I'm gonna make sure my vehicle is in neutral, but my spring brakes are applied. So put the key in the on position. I'm gonna mention that my ABS light is on. My ABS light is off. This is a good test. Now I'm going to start my truck. If you guys looking on the primary air gauge, the needle is close to 90. You guys are going to have to press the fuel to accelerate the process. Always remember, first test that you guys are going to perform is the Governor Carab test. So you guys press the fuel. When you guys see the needle on the primary air gauge, it's in between, close to the 120, you guys gonna release the fuel and wait. Now you guys hear it. This is a good test. My Governor just got out. My needle is at 120 PSI. This is a good test. My next test that I'm gonna perform is my leakage test. For this test to be a success, I should not lose more than 4 PSI in this tractor-trailer combination. To do the test in the automatic truck, all you guys have to do, turn off the vehicle. You see I don't press any pedal. You guys gonna put the key in the on position. You guys gonna wait for all the needles to settle. Once all the needles settle, you guys gonna release the parking brake and the trailer brake. And then you guys gonna come in right here, and then you guys gonna press the service brake. This is the fuel, this is service brake. You guys gonna look on the primary air gauge, see where the needle is settled right now. Once the needle in the primary air gauge is settled, you guys gonna press the service brake all the way to the floor. And then you guys gonna wait for the needle to stop moving. Once the needle stops moving, you guys will tell into the examiner of the DMV the PSI. My needle has settled at 80 PSI. I'm gonna start my minute now. So you guys gonna timing with the phone or with the watch is gonna be 1 minute and 5 seconds. For this test to be a success, I should not lose more than 4 PSI in 1 minute in this tractor-trailer combination. So you wait in the minute and 5 seconds. After the minute and 5 seconds is up, this is a good test. I don't lose more than 4 PSI. My needle is still at 80 PSI. This is a good test. Once you say the sentence, you guys gonna release the brake. Okay, the next test I'm gonna perform is my low air warning test. For this test to be a success, my warning light and buzzer should come out no lower than 55 PSI. To perform the test, I will fend my brakes. Fend the brakes means you guys gonna press it hard, release it. And then you guys gonna wait for the needle to settle. Once you see the needle is not moving anymore, you guys will call it. Okay, my warning light and buzzer come out at 70 PSI. This is a good test. If the light and buzzer wasn't come out at the first pump, you guys have to pump it one more time and wait for the light and buzzer come out. So I press it one time and it come out at 70 PSI. The next test I'm gonna perform is my spring brake pop-up test. For this test to be success, my 2 spring brakes should pop up. For that, you guys gonna press on the brake and release it. All you guys have to wait and look is that the spring brakes pop up. I press it 1, 2, 3. My spring brakes pop up, and then you guys gonna look in the gauge. My spring brakes pop up at 50 psi. This is a good test. Now I'm gonna perform another safety start, but before to do that, I'm gonna unchuck my wheels. So you guys gonna unlatch the seatbelt, and then you guys gonna come in out of the truck, and then you guys gonna take the chocks. Remember, you have 2. You have 1 in the front and 1 in the back. You're gonna grab it. You're gonna put it behind the seat. This is the place where is the chocks, behind the seat. And then you're gonna go inside the truck again. Once you're inside the truck, what you have to do, seat belt. Okay? Once you put your seat belt, you're gonna close your door. And then I'm gonna tell it to the examiner. All right, are you ready to check my wheels? The next test I'm gonna perform is gonna be my torque test. Torque test. I'm gonna test my parking brake. I'm gonna test my trailer brake. And then I will test my service brake. To perform my torque test, I'm gonna start my vehicle. I'm gonna wait for the air to build up to the normal pressure. To do that, I will press the fuel to build to the normal pressure. You guys gonna look in the primary air gauge. Once again, when you guys see the needle is getting close to the 120, you release the fuel, okay? My needle is getting close to the 120. Right in here, I release the fuel and just wait. I hear my governor cut out. My air is built up to the normal pressure. Now I'm going to proceed for my torque test. First, I'm going to test my parking brake. For this test to be a success, my parking brake has to hold in this tractor and trailer combination in place. To put it in gear, I'm going to press a little bit of brake. Put it on the D, which is the number 5. Release my brake. And then I'm gonna release the trailer brake. So all I need to feel is that the truck tilt a little bit. I'm gonna press the fuel a little bit. This is a good test. My parking brake holding this tractor and trailer combination in place. Now I'm gonna test my trailer brake. I'm gonna pull out the trailer brake, release my parking brake, and for this test to be a success, my trailer brake should hold in this tractor and trailer combination in place. So I'm gonna press the fuel a little bit. This is a good test. My trailer brake holding this tractor and trailer combination in place. Now, I'm gonna test my service brake. I'm gonna press a little bit of service brake, and then I'm gonna release both of the spring brakes. I'm gonna move my vehicle forward less than 5 miles per hour. I'm gonna look through all my mirrors to make sure it's safe to do so. Once I see it's safe to do so, I will drive in forward. You guys can count it on your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. This is a good test. My service rate is holding this tractor and trailer combination in place. My vehicle don't pull to the right or to the left, indicating the brake adjustment problem. Now, I'm gonna put my vehicle in neutral. I'm gonna pull the yellow one, and he's gonna pull the other one. And I'm gonna tell him to the examiner. This completes my air brake test. Now that my vehicle is running, I like to perform my in-cab inspection. For the in-cab inspection, this is the way it's easy to do it. First, I'm gonna inspect my seat belt. I'm gonna make sure my seat belt is not ripped or torn, securely latched and unlatched, securely mounted to the floor, securely mounted to the vehicle. No missing hardware. Now I'm gonna inspect my mirrors. I'm gonna inspect this mirror and that mirror. I'm gonna make sure they're not cracked or broken. They're securely mounted, no missing hardware. And all my mirrors, they're adjusted to me to drive. They don't have any illegal stickers. My window roll down, my window roll up. It's not cracked or broken and it's securely mounted, no missing hardware. For my window, I'm not talking about my windshield. My windshield is not cracked or broken, no excessive pitting, and it's securely mounted by the rubber seal. My rubber seal is not excessively worn or torn, and it will not leak. Now I'm gonna press this one to inside. My windshield wiper blades. They're not cracked or broken. They're securely mounted to the vehicle, no missing hardware. My windshield wiper blade is a full contact to the windshield. It's not necessarily worn or torn. And my windshield washer fluid is working properly. From there, this is a 20-inch steering wheel. It doesn't have more than 10 degrees of play. This is my city horn. This is my air horn. They're working properly. Now I'm gonna inspecting my light indicators. I'm gonna turn on the lights from here, and I'm gonna start talking. This is my left turn signal indicator, my right turn signal indicator, my forward flasher indicators, and my high beam indicators. They're all working properly. I will turn off the lights. Now I'm going to inspect all my gauges. I'm going to mention that all my gauges, they're not cracked or broken, they're securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm going to be detailed on each one. This is my temperature gauge. It's working properly, rising to normal. This is my oil pressure gauge. It's working properly, rising to normal. This one right here is my RPM gauge. It's working properly. This one is my speedometer gauge. It's working properly. I noticed that because I drove the vehicle here to the DMV. This is my volt meter gauge. It's working properly. It should be between 12 and 14 volts. Right now it's a little bit over the 14, but it don't affect the function of the vehicle. This is my fuel gauge, indicating that I have enough fuel for all my tests. This is my primary and my secondary air gauge. They're working properly. We noticed that because we just complete the air brake test. I'm gonna mention that my dash is no lights that indicating any problem. From here, you guys gonna move in through here. And here, I have extra fuses properly rated for these vehicles. You guys gonna come into the climate control. You guys gonna put it right in here, all the way to hot, all the way to blast, and you guys gonna wait for the air to build. Once you start hearing the air, this is my defrost. It's working properly. You guys gonna put your hand right here. This is my heater. It's working properly. And then please turn it off. I have a fire extinguisher. It's not cracked, broken, or leaking, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's a fully charged and properly graded for this vehicle. The pin for my fire extinguisher is on the lock position. Right behind the fire extinguisher, I'm gonna have a jockey box. Inside my jockey box, I have 3 reflectable triangles. They're not cracked or broken. They're securely mounted, no missing hardware. I'm gonna mention that my floor is nothing to obstructing my pedals when I'm driving. I'm gonna mention that in my dash, it's nothing to obstructing my view when I'm driving. This completes my air brakes and my in-cab inspection. Good luck on your test.